We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Oh, yeah.
It's time for Wolo and Friends on Sports 56. Here is your host, the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
Good Monday morning. Well, the odds told you. That 7 spot, which I guess the last 5 years produced a top 4, the odds were it was going to be 7 or worse, and it was worse. And that's the way odds go, right? Things even out. So 9. That is where the Grizzlies will pick, or will they trade that pick? So at the moment, they have 9, 39, and 57. What will Zach Kleiman and company do? So all these mocks I see, it's like every one of them has Memphis taking yet another wing guard, Stephen Castle. No dislike at all for Stephen Castle. He's young. Shooting was not the greatest, but that could get better. He's clearly a very good athlete, and really it was him getting better at the end that I really do think helped UConn toward the end. Every mock draft, by the way, has Donovan Clingan, gone before you would get to 9. But Zach Edey's not gone. Filipowski, the Duke center, is not gone. Would you keep that pick at 9 to get one of those two guys to take the Steven Adams role? We know, Zach Kleiman said it, they got to get a big. They've got to replace Steven Adams. That could be free agency. That could be a trade. That could be Filipowski, or it could be Zach Edey. And I'm not that opposed to Zach Edey. But the point is, you're going to have to fill that role somehow, some way. What will Kleiman and company do? That should be interesting. TJ Reeves is going to join us from Tampa, as we always do on Monday. We'll hash over the weekend. The NFL is going to release their schedule on Wednesday. The first game already has been revealed. The NFL does this beautifully, right? They give you little tidbits. They give these network morning shows. They gave the Today Show today, the Chiefs, and they gave the Ravens. That's the opening game. They gave that to the Today Show. I think they're going to give the opening Monday night game to ABC, Good Morning America. That could come tomorrow. And then Wednesday's the big reveal of everything. So we shall see. Chiefs-Ravens, that will open up the season. TJ will talk about that and a whole bunch of other things. And then Ted Butler is here. We've got medals, of course, and there's going to be a lot of golf that I'm giving out today. Because this was a crazy week locally and nationally for golf. We already talked. Rachel Heck, by the way, one-time student of Ted Butler. She won, I think it might be her last collegiate tournament. She won a regional. I think she was still representing Stanford when she done that. Because remember, when she did that, she's not going to go pro, but she is going to still play in amateur events. And then you obviously had Doug Barron, what he did this weekend. What Rory did to poor Xander Schauffele. That was crazy. And there's a great story, which we'll get to in medals, about a kid named Dakota Cunningham. You've heard that name before. You'll be hearing it again. And he's going to get a medal from me. The NBA was interesting beyond just the lottery order, because we've got the playoffs, and the Nuggets and the Pacers have all had redemption. The Nuggets is the craziest thing. I think this has happened like 5 times before, where the team that lost the first 2 games has come back to win the next 2. And I believe every time that's occurred, the team that lost home court advantage and came back and won it back won the series. We'll see what happens with Minnesota. That's crazy. Boy, has Edwards played good in that series, but team ball, 5 guys will beat 1 guy every day of the week. And we got the PGA this week. We've also got the Preakness this week. So it is up to me to get a hold of the guy that used to analyze the Triple Crown for us. Of course, I was out of town for the first one, but I got to get a hold of Paul Rogers because not only have we got the Preakness this week, right? Zach Preakness is in Baltimore this Saturday, I'm pretty sure. And the Derby was unbelievable. 3-way tie, pretty much. And Mystic Dan was the winner. We'll see if Paul Rogers can come on and sort of analyze what will happen in the second leg. I'm sure he was at the Derby. And then you know where the PGA Championship is, don't you?
It's in Valhalla.
At Louisville. Correct. So we'll get Paul Rogers hopefully on Thursday, a double dip of golf and of the Preakness, the second leg in the Triple Crown. So we're going to have an incredibly busy week. You know, this is amazing. Have you forgotten? Because I kind of have until I read it today. Jordan Spieth. You realize that if he wins the PGA, he will have won the Grand Slam. We talk every year because it's been 10 years about Rory McIlroy needing to win at Augusta to get the career Grand Slam. What? Only 5 golfers have ever done that in history. And we're talking Jack, Tiger, Palmer. Oh, not Palmer. He didn't win the PGA. Jack, Tiger, Gary Player, Hogan, and a 5th guy who won at Augusta, whose name, I guess, is Sarazen, Gene Sarazen, who won. He won at Augusta, but it really wasn't a major at the time. But now they've gone back and counted it as a major. So only 5 guys with career Grand Slams. Plenty of really good players, including Arnold Palmer, with 3. They didn't get 1. The one that Palmer didn't get was this PGA. The one that Spieth now needs is the PGA. But it is kind of funny how we talk about Rory needing the 1. And we never talk about Spieth. Part of that may be, and I don't mean to diss Spieth because I like Jordan Spieth. I do. I think he's a fine fella. I think he comes and he competes, but he's really inconsistent. And he's been so fortunate in a lot of his wins where he gets these incredibly timely chip-ins. Now, some of that skill, I can't deny that. I think some of that is pretty luck. I would say this. If he were to win this PGA, and he's nowhere in the odds because he didn't even make the cut this past week. Oh, he made the cut because there was no cut. But the tournament before that, the Byron Nelson, which is kind of like he's the host because he's from Dallas, he didn't even make the cut. So, I don't think he's got much of a chance because his game is not really spot on at the moment. But if he were to win the career Grand Slam, he would be, no question, the worst golfer ever to win a Grand Slam, career-wise. Even Phil, who's got, how many majors he got? 8? Something like that. He doesn't have the career Grand Slam. He's missing, it might be the PGA he's missing too.
Yeah, because he just won the U.S. Open like a couple of years ago? A few years ago?
Yeah. Well, it was a major that he won. Yeah, it must have been the U.S. Open. Funny how that escapes my memory so quickly, but he did. He won, I think at the age of 50, he won a major.
Yeah, he made him the oldest to win the U.S. Open.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Might have been in New York, right? Was it at across from Beth Page Black, across from the Statue of Liberty?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's right. All right, let's, before we any further ado, we've got to get to medals. They're brought to you by Family Leisure, which, I'm sitting in the Family Leisure studios, and the direct pricing from the factory, that factory direct pricing sale, whoa, it's continuing. It'll go on through the month. It's been a while. They've had this thing in place, and they have done swimmingly well, you could say, because they have swimming pools and spas and patio furniture, all the new 2024 patio furniture on sale at factory direct prices. It's fantastic, and people have taken advantage. If you've not seen the place, they've kind of redone it in the last couple of weeks. It's spectacular how nice it is. Spectacular. Go see them at I-40 and Whidden Road. Cash in on this factory direct pricing sale at the place where family and fun all come together, and great sales too. That is Family Leisure. All right. Let's get to it. Let's give some precious metals. I got a lot. I'm going to start with a bronze medal for a young lady, a sophomore at Collierville High School. She's a track star. You know, I didn't think they respected track at Collierville based on the way their lacrosse team acted when there was a middle school track meet a couple of weeks ago. Thank God they did this time. This was a state track meet. I believe it was at Collierville. And this young sophomore, she's amazing. Kari Webb won the 100-meter hurdles, the 300 hurdles, the high jump. Her team, Collierville, won the relay. So that's 4 golds. She got a silver in the long jump. You talk about an unbelievable athlete. Kari Webb is her name. Remember it. Only a sophomore at Collierville. I got to give a bronze medal to my man, Naquan Tomlin. The former Tiger was given a chance to compete in the G League Elite Camp. He played so well that he has been invited to the Combine. Good for him. So now you'll have 2 Tigers from that team of last year, David Jones and Naquan Tomlin, competing at the Combine, hoping to get into the NBA draft. I'd say both of them are long shots, but both of them certainly can up their stock. And Tiger fortunes for this year, not with Tomlin, but with Jones, are kind of looking, what will he do? Would he be good enough to get the attention to get a second-round late pick? Will he become a high enough free agent where it makes sense for him to sign? Or will he come back for good NIL money from Penny Hardaway? We'll be watching that Combine for sure to watch that, but now with other interest in Naquan Tomlin. I give a silver medal to the Indianapolis Pacers. Lost the first 2 games to the Knicks, should have won game 1. Then they took the first game, kind of wore down the Knicks, who are short on players because of injury and Tom Thibodeau's stubbornness to keep playing guys like Hart every minute of every game. I think it's taken its toll a little bit on the Pacers. Also, on the Knicks. I don't know. This bugs me. Help me out here, Zach. I like Jalen Brunson. I loved him when he was at Vandy, with Villanova. I mean, he's a winner. He's a competitor. But as a pro, he bugs the heck out of me because he's the biggest flopper in the history of the game. I mean, it's to the point where it's so bad, he should get called for a technical on some of these fake acts, falling, or he went to his face like he got hit. And nobody touched him. The replay showed. Nobody touched him. He did that acting. I'm against the Knicks for that very reason, because they're such floppers. He's the worst of all of them. But the Pacers have really come on. They've won those 2 this series. This one's down to the wire here because now they go back to Madison Square Garden. I don't know what's going on with the Denver and Minnesota. I give another silver to the Nuggets because, well, they were really powerful yesterday. I mean, they took control of the second quarter. They never really relinquished that control. Karl Anthony Towns had a terrible game. Edwards continues to be good, but Jokic, Gordon, all these guys, Murray, and Porter, they all play together so well. They are really a good unit. They lost the first 2 games at home. This has happened 5 times, though. And now they've evened the series. It does not happen every day. Many members of the media, including a very exclamatory guy like Stephen A. Smith, said basically after the second win by Minnesota in Denver that the defending champs were done. I must admit, I thought they were too. The way they've come back, 2-2, history shows you the Nuggets will probably win this series. Now they go back to Denver, and they got to take it seriously. And then I have 3 gold medals. They are all involving golf. The first, I'm going to give it to Rory McIlroy. His putter was amazing yesterday, and I don't know that I've ever seen this before. Were you watching this at all, Zach, yesterday?
I wasn't.
After the 7th hole, my man, the guy that I made the pick for in this tournament, Xander Schauffele. Xander Schauffele had a 2-stroke lead after 7 holes. Going into 17, 9 holes later, there was a 9-stroke swing. Rory was 7 strokes up on Xander. 9 strokes in 9 holes. I'm not sure I've ever seen that before. We're going to ask Ted Butler if he has. That was incredible. His putter was amazing. So now he's had 2 wins in 2 straight starts because remember he won the team event
With Shane Lowry.
in New Orleans with Shane Lowry, correct. So we'll see what he does. Shame on you, by the way. You could have had Rory. You had the first pick last week. Sahith Theegala you took.
I was not expecting Rory to win one by himself. Like, I don't think anybody expected.
Well,
Rory
let's
to
see.
win one
Does
by
he break
himself.
his major drought, 10-year drought? He's certainly on a roll. We shall see. I give Doug Barron. Doug Barron. Yeah, Doug's great. 3 years ago, he had to go qualify overseas to get on the PGA Senior Tour, the Champions Tour, right? Had to qualify. And then I think he finished second. Won a tournament, finished second, right? Something like that. This was his third tour win. And so last year he couldn't really play. He was injured. He was ill. He's had so many setbacks in his career. And then this year he's had a second and then won his first major at Greystone, which I love that golf course in Birmingham. He wins. I'm going to try to get him on later in the week. He won his first major on the Senior Tour and the Champions Tour, but it was his third win. Congratulations, Doug Barron. And then I got to bring up the name Dakota Cunningham. You familiar with that name at all, young Zach?
No, I don't.
He's a great story. He's a junior golfer. I think he's a junior in high school. Don't ask me where. I know his dad. His dad played on the mini tours. Dakota came into prominence a few years ago as a junior phenom, but we already knew his name. He had become a cancer survivor from St. Jude. You know those pin kids that you see on Sunday afternoon at the FedEx St. Jude Classic?
Yeah.
He was one of those kids who survived as a young man, like a 12-year-old, fighting some leukemia. And he's become this incredible golfer. He won a SNEDS Tour. That's a major junior tournament. He won it by shooting 65-67. He won it by 7 strokes. He is being sought after by many colleges, except for the U of M. I don't understand Blake Smart, the golf coach. This kid has won all these junior tournaments. His swing is unbelievable. He's got it in his genes because his dad was on a mini tour. He loves the game. He practices like crazy. He's a great kid who's overcome cancer. It's a great story. Would bring great publicity to the golf program at the U of M, and apparently they don't have that much interest. I don't know what Blake Smart's thinking about on that one. But this kid is great. Congratulations to Dakota Cunningham. Those are my positive medals. My gold, silver,
I thought you had another
and
one
bronze.
then,
No,
man.
that's it. All 3.
All right, so let's start with the bronze. A couple of bronze here. Obviously, two of the names that you've already mentioned are my bronze. Naquan Tomlin had a great showing in the G League.
So happy for that kid.
Yeah, and now he gets to be with the main prospects like David Jones going through the whole draft combine process today. So really excited about him and his prospects. Obviously, Rory he gets a bronze for me, winning winning yesterday.
Going away. He won by 7 strokes, I think. Oh, no,
Again,
it was
like,
5. He had to be double bogey the last hole.
Like golf to me is picking golf players right now has been a struggle. But hey, congratulations to Rory. Silver medals. I will give one to the Atlanta Hawks for securing the number 1 pick in the draft. I don't know if that's a good thing in this draft, but hey, you got the number 1 pick,
right?
Atlanta.
Well, you got your choice for whatever your need may be. Or who you think is the overwhelming great player. That's the problem with this draft. There's not an There's no Victor Wembanyama or Zion and Ja in this draft.
Yeah,
it doesn't appear.
But they can check their name off the list of teams that have not won the lottery. So, congratulations, Atlanta Hawks. Another silver medal is for the NBA playoffs. I mean, this second round action, like you mentioned, has been great. It's been great. Competitive. It's pretty much everything that you can think of outside of like some of the home teams not winning their games. But other than that, very entertaining, very fun games. Nevertheless, in the second rounds in the Eastern and Western Conference. And then my gold medals, gold for both Tigers basketball and football programs. Obviously, the Tigers landing Musa Cisse, and then the football program landing the
kid from Tennessee.
Yeah.
And they got another, I think it's a defensive back from a smaller school. Yeah, they keep coming. It's just amazing what Ryan Silverfield's doing. And when I emceed that little Tiger Tour thing they had, he said they had more surprises coming. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know if they're over yet because he's just signed the 2, and the one from Tennessee was amazing. Penny said there's one guy that's going to blow me away. I don't think it was
Musa either.
Musa. So I think it's one of these guys at the Combine that he's waiting to see if he makes it in the NBA. That's just a hunch. I have no idea who it is, by the way.
I don't think it's David Jones because I think he's been very high
No.
back.
David Jones is different. Whoever's coming in would be a transfer from another school that's in the portal but is probably trying for the Combine. I'm just speculating.
Right.
But if it's going to blow me away, it's going to be somebody really good. Right?
I agree.
All right. 2 rusts. You're done, right? I don't mean to step on your positives. Okay.
No, you
My rust. Xander Schauffele. He's got a 2-stroke lead. He's on the 8th hole. He just watches, because he's got a birdie putt, he just watches on the exact same line Rory hit the putt, who's 2 feet behind him. Rory makes the putt, cuts the lead to 1. He can keep it at 2. All he has to do is make the putt. Not even close. It was a terrible putt. He choked. He had another one, I think, on 11. Rory makes a big putt. He's got a much shorter putt. Choked it away. His putter, Xander Schauffele, after Brandel Chambly had just talked about how he thought that Schauffele was about to go on a Scotty Scheffler kind of run. And then he chokes it all the way. He gets a rust from me, and the Showboats all eliminated now from the playoffs. 6 in a row they've lost. They were never in this game against a team, Arlington, that hadn't won a football game. Their defense is so bad they gave up 46 points. They couldn't stop anybody. My grandmother could have scored on them. It's disastrous. Not a good year for the Showboats. They get my final rust.
My rust here. Obviously, I'm getting a rust to my golf picks. I've been bad.
You should. I applaud you for that rust.
I've been bad.
Rory was right there for you. You got the first pick every week.
Well, again, like it's not like Rory was like carving the field up every single week. How am I supposed to know he was going to be in contention on a Sunday?
Well, he's won there 3 times. This was his 4th win at Quail Hollow. Big mistake. Huge, as Julia Roberts would say.
He wasn't playing well, but hey, congrats! Like I said, congrats to Rory. My other rust. I'm giving one to the Brooklyn Nets. Cause I get it. Hindsight is 50-50 or whatever. 20-20. Whatever.
Hindsight's 100.
Yeah. Whatever it is.
20-20.
Hindsight is 20-20.
That's the best vision.
But that James Harden trade looks bad, and looking at how the lottery shook out for it, it's like the Nets could have had the 2nd overall pick.
Yep, they could have.
They could have the second overall pick because they are bad.
They're bad, no doubt.
So they deserve a rest for me. And then the lottery odds, like the Grizzlies falling back 2 spots. I was not happy about that. It is what it is with
Well,
it.
the odds were against them this
I
time.
know,
Yeah,
but
all
it's
those
like-
times they moved up. Remember, they moved up to 2 to get Ja. You're not going to win every time. They were due a bad one, and they got it.
History, but I guess I was leaning on the side of history, like how number 7 have moved up in every lottery
5
except for,
times
like,
in a row,
one.
so you knew the odds were against them. The odds
I
always
felt
catch
really
up.
good though,
Oh, well.
and that's why I'm not a gambling.
You know
man,
what,
Dave.
though? If you're going to have a bad year and bad luck that way, which this year with all those injuries, you might as well get it in this one because this draft is not a great draft. Let's be honest. There's not an incredible player in this draft, I don't think.
True.
All right. Those are our medals. We are going to go to Tampa and talk with our friend TJ Reeves in a minute. Brought to you by the Spirit Shop. Yes, sir. Weekend's over. Time to restock. Restock your cabinet. Get to 4848 Poplar in St. Nick. Get the latest and the greatest. And Eddie will tell you exactly what makes something great. The Spirit Shop at Poplar in St. Nick. Back in a minute.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
I've got Rockin' Ronnie Smith on the line at Gossett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Fiat on the Pike. And Ronnie, it's the season for the Memorial Day sales event.
It's time to rock, Randy, in your new 2023 Jeep Renegade Latitude 4-wheel drive. $25,889 or $389 a month. That's $5,206 off MSRP. How about a 2024 Dodge Hornet GT all-wheel drive, packing up to 268 horsepower, plus 295 pound-feet of torque, 32,320, plus power up in our 2023 Dodge Charger SXT 4-door, $28,072. That's over $9,000 off MSRP.
So drive past the rest and come to the best at Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat on the Pike. Or online anytime, GossettMotorcars.net.
All 75 months at 8.99 APR, 3,500 down, Renegade, Triple P, 56,520, MSRP 31,095, Charger PH 636,171, MSRP 37,120, Hornet R3A 152,64, MSRP 34,820. Price includes all rebates and incentives and excludes PF 695. Payments includes PF 695. All exclude tax, title, and license with approved credit. CD for complete details. Dealer stock only.
As you know, summer is right around the corner, and for most people, that means more activities, more golf, more biking, more of whatever you love to do. But if you're dealing with aches and pains, your more could become less. This is why I'm here to tell you about Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that helps fight pain naturally. For instance, I was sent Relief Factor to try, and I've been taking it every single day. I'll tell you what, I feel the difference every day. You see, instead of masking your pain, Relief Factor's formula is designed to help reduce or even eliminate it. It's 100% drug-free, and it's been a game changer for so many people. So let's get after it this summer. Let's feel good. Let's do more of the things that we love to do. Don't let pain keep you down. Give Relief Factor a try and save on your first order. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Help fight pain naturally with Relief Factor. These products and statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
Yo, Mark, long time no see. You still down at Dyer's?
Man, I'm not down at Dyer's. I'm out at Collierville Historic Town Square.
When'd you move out there?
We've been out there for about 13 years. We've got the shops, the park, we got the train the kids like to play on.
You still cooking those burgers the old-fashioned way?
Man, we're still flattening out those hamburger balls on a slab of marble and skillet frying them the old-fashioned way like they've been doing for 100 years.
Dude, you still have those onion rings.
Man, they're fantastic. Hand-breaded, served up just right.
I loved those milkshakes. Please tell me you're still doing those.
Man, we are hand-dipping those shakes, putting them in the old glass in the shake tin, served the old-fashioned way.
You got any new items out there I need to know about?
We're just doing a lot of gourmet sandwiches. We've got farm-raised catfish straight out of the Delta. We've got some hot tamales from Pasquale's Tamales out of Helena, Arkansas.
Man, are they served in the husk?
What those guys like to say, they're so good, you'll suck the shuck.
Go see my buddy Mark at Dyer's Cafe in Collierville's historic town square.
Looking for a new show to dive into? Well, go to Hulu and see what's new because Hulu has new stuff all the time. Like the full season of FX's epic limited series Shogun, FX's new international spy thriller The Veil, starring Emmy and Golden Globe winner Elizabeth Moss, and Don't miss the all-new crime series Under the Bridge, inspired by shocking true events and starring Riley Keough and Lily Gladstone. It's all new and it's streaming right now on Hulu.
Make your next grill your last with a Big Green Egg. Smoke, bake, roast, sear, and grill, all with a lifetime warranty. Save money on fuel, eating out, and replacing expensive grills that cannot match the flavor of the Big Green Egg. Ready to cook in only 10 to 15 minutes with temperatures below 200, above 700, and anywhere in between with ease. Change your at-home cooking experience for life. Go to shop.biggreenegg.com.
Now back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
To Tampa we go momentarily. TJ Reeves brought to you by Miramichi. Oh, he loves going to Miramichi, and I don't blame him. I was there on Saturday. These greens are spectacular. You wouldn't believe the shape it's in, honestly. I know. It's still only mid-May, and the fairways roll true. The greens hold, because, they're just terrific. And the beauty, the back nine beauty, is absolutely spectacular. It's like taking a walk in the woods with a meandering stream and a lot of competition. Or you can make it easier on yourself because there's so many tee boxes. They have memberships, $300 a month, and that is an amazing deal. You can practice all you want. Unlimited range balls, never a cart fee, and by the way, discounts at the pro shop and free cart, and no initiation fee. You don't get that anywhere else. It's fantastic. They call it the place of happy retreat. I just think it's gorgeous and competitive. It's the best golf deal around. It's Miramichi. Let's head to Tampa. Our friend TJ Reeves is standing by. Maybe he is on pins and needles because the NFL just does their release of their schedule in such a dramatic way. We had the Today Show today with the Chiefs and the Ravens. I think somebody else gets tomorrow's Monday Night Football, probably Good Morning America. It's ABC.
Right.
And then Wednesday you got to wait until you find out what your Buccaneers are going to have as a schedule.
That's correct. A bunch of us start planning our lives starting on Wednesday on where are we going to be this fall. Good to be with you. Glad you're back in the country. Made it back through immigration, no issues with the DEA, Homeland Security.
Let me just tell you this, and I say this to any traveler, especially ones that want to go abroad. Global entry.
Yes.
Greatest thing ever. It's like TSE pre-check on steroids. Yep. It's all about facial recognition. Of course, you got to have a passport, and you got to go do your interview with the people at the airport. But
you left out one important part. You got to pay them more. You got to pay them more to get that stuff. Always.
It's like $100 for 5 years. Are you kidding me? It's nothing.
Well, but still, you got to pay for it.
Wait. Let me just say this to you. When I arrived in Newark, there was a line about an hour and a half if you didn't have global entry. With global entry, do you know what my line was?
I'm thinking it was a lot less.
It was 10 seconds. It was nobody.
Well worth $100 over 5 years?
Yes.
I think so.
That's $20 a year. Are you kidding me?
And you had no sympathy for those people standing in the hour and a half line. Of course, in New York, you stand in an hour and a half line to go get, bread and everything else. They're used to standing in line. So, but still, that's a strong recommendation.
No,
I'm glad you had fun.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're golfing with me at Miramichi again without me. So,
anytime you want to come, buddy, you got free golf with me.
I got to make my way there because we got Memphis in May barbecue going right now.
Well, you got two barbecues.
I know, that's what I've heard. Yeah. I heard there's controversy, and now, you know what? The public and their appetite wins if there's two different competitions, right? That's the idea.
Well,
if you're the consumer.
That's a whole other story with what happened to Memphis in May.
I know. I've heard some of the details. I'm just saying in general, two contests full of great barbecue is better for the consumer,
right?
For the person that wants to go eat. That's my point.
Well, I love I have no dog in the fight, and I'm glad for both. I love being on the river, but the original now is at Tiger Lane, and the guy that is now the head of Memphis and had a great line. He go, "Why would you go watch a middle school competition when you can watch the Super Bowl?"
That is a good line.
Which I thought was a pretty good line.
That is a good line.
Yeah.
And by the way, congratulate me because my aunt, who you know, Aunt Dee Dee, my father's sister,
listens to
for
the
all
show.
I know, my father's hearing this, and Aunt Dee Dee will hear this at some point. Shout out to Aunt Dee Dee, who we love. She reminded me 32 years ago, Thomas Reeves Jr., son of Memphis State graduate Thomas Reeves Sr., graduated at the Mid-South Coliseum. I graduated 32 years ago.
Wow.
One of the last graduating classes of Memphis State, and one of the last ones in the Mid-South Coliseum. Then they did them in the for a little while in the Pyramid, and now they do them in the FedEx Forum. Right?
That's so crazy. Honestly, I would have thought you would have been after the Mid-South Coliseum.
You and I get along so great because you perpetually think I'm 28 years old.
I know.
And I love that about you.
I know.
But it's been a while.
That's the exact amount of time that you've just been married, right? You just had your 20th anniversary?
Yes, 28 years she's put up with me. As I said,
so she married you at birth, basically.
Those that had the under were sadly mistaken.
Oh, come on.
28 years and counting.
Nobody had the
me.
under on that one.
She puts up with a lot, as does Gail, Mrs. Wolo.
Yeah.
They put up with a lot.
We've got. I want to talk a little golf with you because we've had great stories here. Doug Barron won his first major. On the Champions Tour, but we've got the PGA at Valhalla. We have not had a win from Rory McIlroy. It was won his last two starts. We have not had a win from him in a major in 10 years.
It's incredible.
And we got Jordan Spieth, who could complete the career Grand Slam if he were to win this event. He is not in good form, but nobody ever talks about the fact that he, like Rory at Augusta, are still in the hunt for a career Grand Slam. And let's face it, Spieth's he's not in the league of Rory. I mean, it's just amazing that he could win a career Grand Slam in my mind.
Well, and in Spieth's case, you're very familiar with the former Byron Nelson Classic, what they now call the CJ Cup, and Spieth missed the cut. He was the biggest name 2 weekends ago while you were out of the country, and he missed the cut. Didn't even make the weekend. So I don't know what kind of realistic shot he has, but obviously anybody that watched Rory again at Quail Hollow, where he's had a bunch of success, watch that this weekend. I mean, yeah, he's got to be one of the favorites because he turned around a 2-shot deficit into about a 5-shot lead in about 30 minutes, and it was mostly him. And I know you are befuddled as to how Xander Schauffele, because you had him in your contest, right? He didn't pull through.
He choked. I'm going to call it the Brandel Chambly effect. Because Brandel had just gone on this rant, and I love Brandel Chambly. I love the way he delivers his analysis. And he had Schauffele going on a run like Scheffler. That's what he had. Because he looked at all the numbers, and he's about to do this, and then he choked on Sunday.
But it wasn't as much a choke as it was McIlroy bombs in like a 40-foot eagle, and then he blasts out of a bunker for another eagle. He made up four shots.
But let me tell you
on
something.
2 strokes.
Right, but let me tell you, he's up 2 on 8. First of all, there was a 9-stroke swing in 9 holes. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Because 2 of them were the eagles I just described.
Right. But he's still got a 2-stroke lead on 8. Rory's got the same putt he's got, but he's 3 feet behind him, and he makes the putt, and then he choked that putt. I mean, that was an easy putt to read. He just seen it. He choked it.
I know. But, and we've talked about this before, the majors have eluded him. Now, the last time they were at Valhalla and McIlroy was in form, he destroyed everybody.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you'd have told anybody in 2014, 10 years ago, he's not going to win another major championship for 10 years of cycle, 40 of them.
No, we wouldn't.
No one would have believed it.
Because he's a great player. He's a great player. I don't think you could say Spieth's the same way.
No, he hasn't won as much, and he hasn't won as many majors. I would agree with that. And then the one thing that you and I always go round and round about is the live golf guys are now going to be involved, including that Brooks Koepka guy that's won 3 of these PGA championships. So let's see how many of them can be a factor, especially between Rahm and DeChambeau and Cameron Smith. That are all now playing on that tour, and we'll see.
Rahm was terrible at Augusta.
Yes, he was not good, but DeChambeau had the opening round lead and was in contention until the final day.
Right,
and
but that was that one great round.
Obviously, Brooks Koepka's the defending champ.
Oh, yeah,
so
look,
for the PGA overall,
I'm glad they're playing. That gives me somebody to root against. we need heels, right?
You like the pro wrestling angle. Speaking of the Mid-South Coliseum.
Here you go.
For some of that. So that will be entertaining for this week if you're in the golf world. And again, as you mentioned at the beginning of the conversation, the NFL schedule coming out where we get to find out how many times, for example, the Dallas Cowboys are on primetime games, which is about 57 of them, I think, as well as all the other teams. Interesting for my Buccaneers, there are a lot of prominent teams that they're slated to play at home and even a couple on the road. Home schedule has San Francisco and Philadelphia on it and Baltimore and Lamar Jackson. So the Bucs have 9 home games. So you would have to think one of those, if not a couple of those, may be a primetime Monday night or Thursday night game because, again, the Buccaneers made the playoffs and won a playoff game against Philadelphia. So maybe that Philadelphia game, it was a Monday night regular season game a year ago, and the Eagles won it. I don't know if they come back around and again do Philadelphia, Tampa Bay Monday Night Football, but maybe San Francisco Buccaneers Monday night or Sunday night, and then Lamar Jackson, the Ravens. The two interesting road games, the Bucs are at Kansas City, and so that will probably be a CBS late game, but it might end up being a primetime game. And
let me ask you this: Why do you guys get 9 home games? Is that because you were
17 game schedule?
Yeah, I get that.
17 game schedule, so they alternate each year.
Okay.
That you get 9 home games one year and then 9 road games the next. This is the year we get the 9th home game. And a lot of times, what you just said, they make it the international game.
Yeah,
a lot of times they make that 9th game an international game. So who knows?
That's it. So that's the way that one worked.
Well, but the Buccaneers are also on the road with a couple of other intriguing games, including the Lions, because it's first place against first place, and that would be a playoff rematch. Might that be the Week 1 game, Buccaneer playoff rematch at Detroit, or do they let them face like your Bears or a traditional, NFC North / NFC Central rival like the Packers or like the Vikings? It will be interesting to watch all of this, but it's amazing what it's become because, like you said, they're going to piecemeal let some things out over the next couple of days, and then there's going to be millions watching on ESPN and the NFL Network to see where all the games are.
All right, well, nobody markets better than the NFL, and the NBA is right behind it. So they know what they're doing. There's no
doubt.
TJ, always a pleasure. We
all
shall
right,
chat
friend.
again next Monday. Thank you much.
Always good to be with you. Glad you're back in the country.
Me too.
And we will persevere on here for this week. What is your pick? Are you going to wait till later in the week for the PGA Championship?
I'm not giving.
You already used Shoffley, right? You can't use him, right?
No. We can use Shoffley. I could use Shoffley.
You can reload.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe you're going to go to him.
No, but I'm not going to let you know when Zach Boyd is listening. He has first pick, and he needs help. I'm not going to give him any help.
Zach, Cam Smith from the Live Golf Tour, the Australian. Take a strong look. Wolo ain't picking him, so take a strong look.
Did not play well at Augusta.
Zach, listen to me. Take a look at Cam Smith because Wolo ain't taking him. Take a look at that.
I would give him a look.
Give him a look. Free advice on a Monday. You boys be well.
How can you even look at any liver? Those Benedict Arnolds. All right, TJ. Thank you, buddy. We appreciate it.
Good to be with you.
That's our man in Tampa. That is TJ Reeves. He's brought to you by the Eflin Insurance Team. They're both big Tiger fans. Of course, TJ, you saw he graduated from the Mid-South Coliseum. I think, actually, Matt Eflin came after that. He was probably a pyramid guy, but he's a guy that has developed his own style for insurance. It's called collaboration. It's called really getting to know you, to protect your car, to protect your home, to protect your future with life insurance. He gets to know you and your family and your budget, and then Matt determines the perfect protection for you and your family. Does the same thing with small to mid-sized businesses. If you call 901-386-GER, 901-386-4777, that's GER. He did that because he's a big Tiger supporter, and he does this study for you. He finds out about your product. He finds out about your employees. He'll forecast your business out a couple of years. Then he determines your budget, and then he protects your business with the perfect commercial insurance. Small to mid-sized businesses, that's his specialty. 901-386-GER. Get a hold of the Eflin Insurance Team. Get protected the collaborative way. When we come back, we go over to Summer Putt-Putt, and talk with our guy on golf. That's Ted Butler. He's next.
Be sure to follow us at Sports56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows, stay up to date with station events, and have chances to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Follow us at Sports56 WHBQ.
Take your basketball shooting and passing skills to new levels at Shoot 360 Memphis. Shoot 360 is a revolutionary basketball training facility that combines cutting-edge science and technology and provides instant objective feedback with actual hands-on, one-on-one expert coaching that will help make you the best basketball player on any court. Shoot 360 is utilized by a diverse range of basketball players from NBA to college, high school to aspiring young talents. All skill levels use the Shoot 360 basketball program to learn proper shooting techniques, improve their fundamentals, and gain a competitive edge. Shoot 360 Memphis will be moving soon to a bigger and more convenient location in Cordova. So sign up with them now before the big move June 1st. Shoot 360 Memphis. Call them today at 901-316-5500. That's 901-316-5500. Or visit them at 85 Market Center Drive in Collierville. The future of basketball training is here. Shoot 360 Memphis.
This is the month when Memphians and visitors spend a lot of time downtown. And when you're surrounded by all the Memphis inmate chaos and desperately need to find some peace and quiet, steer yourself to Barbaro Alley and Bell Tavern, Memphis's perfect downtown neighborhood bar. At Bell Tavern, you'll find cool air, low lights, and the best cocktails you'll find anywhere in town, not just downtown. Spend a little time cooling your heels and everything else, and watch the parade pass by at Bell Tavern, your Memphis and May headquarters.
It's time to have a good time at Mugshots Grill and Bar in Olive Branch and Collierville. Come by for half-price happy hour 2 to 6 Monday through Friday with domestic drafts and $3 snacks. Then try one of Mugshots' 19 specialty burgers, including the Mugshot Burger. Finish it in 12 minutes and it's free. Plus, you get a free shirt. Mugshots in Olive Branch, 6400 Goodman Road, and Mugshots in Collierville, 656 West Poplar. So cheers to great food, good drinks, and fun company at Mugshots Grill and Bar, where you're always having a good time.
It's time to get to Gossett Kia on the Pike so Bobby J can put you in your new Kia today. Want summer fun and 41 MPG? We Gossett with 2024 Kia Forte LXS. $199 a month, $34.99 due at signing. How about 282 miles of EPA estimated range with new 2023 Kia EV6 Win? $249 a month. Get extra room and extra fun with 2024 Kia Telluride LX. $357 a month, both $39.99 due at signing. All 24-month lease plus 0% APR for 48 months. Available on the all-new Kia EV9. And peace of mind with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So hurry to Gossett Kia, 1900 Covington Pike. Online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we Gossett and Gossett Motor Cars.
Include all rebates and incentives. Price excludes $695 PF. Lease includes PF $695, $650 acquisition fee, EV6 P5610964, MSRP $50,200, Telluride RG $510,849, MSRP $38,305, Forte LXS RE78169, MSRP $21,820. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 5/31/2024 with approved credit. Dealer stock only.
Now back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
To Summer Avenue we go. Our friend Ted Butler standing by. We talk off every Monday. Man, there's so many storylines here to talk about. Where do you want to begin? Rachel Heck, Dakota Cunningham. Those are locals. Rory, Xander, the PGA, and Valhalla. How do you want to start, Mr. Butler?
Well, the astonishment of Rory yesterday, I mean, takes over everything. There are great stories, but watching him play golf yesterday was just incredible. You know, all the years that he has struggled for the last 10 years in majors, and he's played good golf. And he put it together yesterday that he was toying with the rest of the field. You know, his power, his putting, his short game, his demeanor. He's fun to watch. It sets up a real tournament next week.
Well, Quail Hollow is a very difficult, and I am told, Augusta-like beautiful, but he's got its number. He's won 4 times there now. I think he's won at Valhalla, though, hasn't he?
Yep.
So would he be your pick for the PGA? Does he finally win a major?
Well, you know, Scheffler may be a little bit rusty. You know, he hasn't played in a couple of weeks, and they do have the baby, so his mind's probably okay. But it sets up a real, you know, almost Palmer-Nicklaus type
confrontation. Two of the two best out there, and one is exciting to watch, and the other one's kind of, you respect him. But I love watching Rory play. He does things that you just can't even imagine.
Do you think they'll pair them together?
I hope not. I mean, because it again, back to Palmer and Nicklaus in the day, they'd put them together and they'd play each other. They're not playing the term. I mean, towards the end of the term, I'd love to see them play together, but in the beginning, not so.
Who else do you like besides those two? Because there are so many storylines. You got the live guys that are coming back. Rahm's got something to prove. Koepka's always got something to prove. DeChambeau had a good Masters. He was the best of the live guys. Who else comes to mind for you in Valhalla this week?
I think Scheffler for sure, and Wyndham Clark.
Yeah,
is really, really on a roll. And Zalatoris, there's so many good players now. No matter where you look, and the entire live cast is there. All the good players from live are there. Mickelson, Koepka, DJ, Smith, Reed, all of them. So it's hard to tell how they're playing. I don't watch the live golf, so I really don't know. But Valhalla has really produced some great tournaments over the years.
And you have to take into account that guys like Rahm, I don't think they've been prepared correctly for that. They only played 54 holes. They got all this emphasis on team. And I believe Rahm alluded to that at Augusta. So I don't know that I'd go with a live player here.
Well, I'm not, for sure. I mean, I don't want a live tour player to win. There are still great players. I mean, Koepka and those guys they can still play, but I'm not rooting for them.
Another guy that we've forgotten about, grab the money and run, was Dustin Johnson.
Yep.
I don't even know if he qualifies for this, does he?
He's in it. Yeah.
He is.
There's 16 of them, and he's one of them.
Okay. All right, tell me a little bit about Dakota Cunningham. This is a young guy whose father played on the mini tours, who has been an incredible junior golfer and came from being a cancer survivor. He just won a Sneds Tour event. Is the Sneds Tour is one of the top junior golf circuits there is, isn't it?
Yes. Oh, yes, it is. And back when Steve was playing his dad the mini tours, I coached him for years, and I've consulted a little bit with him on Dakota. But Dakota is one of the best golf swings I've seen around here in years. And what he's recovered from with the cancer, the things he's been through, there's no telling. I mean, his golf game is really, really good. He's got pro tour speed, great short game, great mind. I don't know why he's not going to Memphis.
Well, I think he's only a junior, so there's still time. But the thing is that he is getting full offers from schools, and the University of Memphis doesn't seem interested. And I'm baffled by it because, as you said, the numbers show he's won junior tournaments. He's got pro quality speed, clubhead speed. He works the game. He comes from a great family. He would only bring real positive publicity to the golf program. So it's baffling to me.
Well, me too. And the golf program, I think, needs some publicity. You don't hear anything about it anymore. Back in Jim Cook's day when he was coaching, I helped him a lot. I did a lot of teaching for the players out here and knew everybody. Now I don't know anybody.
Yeah.
And they don't ask advice, so I don't know all the inside outs of the whole program. But if I were the coach, Dakota would be on my team.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm baffled by the whole thing. The Doug Barron story. How about that?
That's great. I talked to his mental coach 3 or 4 years ago. The gal that I think has put him on track because Doug was kind of the hothead for a long time. He was a good player, but he'd get mad at himself and had issues with getting mad and this and that. And this gal came along, and for the last 3 or 4 years has helped him immensely in his approach to life, and in turn his golf game, because he's a player now. I mean, this week was fantastic.
He beat the best guy. This guy Elker, who's now kind of dominating because he's young enough. He beat him, even though that guy shot 9 under par yesterday. That was pretty impressive. But he's beaten Steve Stricker, who I think is now like 57 maybe. But he left. He could have played in the PGA. He opted out because he's fatigued, which kind of surprised me. But he beat him. He beat Ernie Els. He beat a lot of good players yesterday.
All the guys, yeah, absolutely. And he's been hovering around the top all year, and last year and the year before. He's been playing really good golf.
Last thing, Rachel Heck. Was that her last collegiate tournament that she won, or was okay? Fill us in.
That's it. She's done with college golf and with an unbelievable career. I talk to her dad out here all the time on the range, and she's getting ready for a new world. But what a run, and barring the injury, there's no telling what could have happened.
Now, does she still have the NCAA tournament to play in? Because she won a regional, so I'm imagining she gets to go to the national.
I thought didn't they just win the NCAA tournament?
Maybe that was it. Maybe they won. I thought it was a regional they won.
They won that too. Yeah. I think they just won the national championship too.
Wow. What a great way to go out. And of course the girl that she played with, Rose Zhang, put an end to the
Corda.
The Corda run of 5 straight.
Well, a lot of great golf going on. I'm really pumped about the PGA. This kind of golf really intrigues me.
You and me both.
If they are paired together, that'd be okay too. But Rory's a lot more exciting to watch.
Well, Tiger, I think, plays in this thing too, right?
I saw something on Facebook the other day that he shot a 62 in a practice round last week.
At Valhalla?
Yeah. And the thing about Tiger, in the last 6 or 7 majors he's played in, every first 2 rounds, the weather has been terrible. Every single one of them. So if he ever gets a warm day to play and doesn't struggle through the beginning, we might see him hang around a while. But yeah, I saw he shot 62 last week.
We are eternally Tiger optimistic.
I know.
That is
I can't help it.
Me too.
I can't help it.
All right, Ted, thank you much. We'll do this again next Monday. We'll have a champ from Valhalla.
Okay.
That's our guy on golf. That is Ted Butler. He is brought to you by the good folks at Grind City Brewing, taking care of beerness and entertainment in Memphis. They got this beautiful brewery a few blocks north of downtown. Right there, you from the grounds, you can see the bridges, particularly the M Bridge. You can see the beautiful lights of the city if you go there in the evening. It's a gorgeous view. And you then get to try the best darn local product there is. You're not going to beat Poppy's Pills. That's the Pilsner that everybody loves. That's the #1 Grind City seller. There's the Pale Ale, the God Hopper. There's the Belgian-style wheat ale. If you like Blue Moon, you'll love the Belga. There is the Thaddeus Amber Lager. There's the Tiger Tail, a craft malt liquor that is unique. Everything about Grind City seems to be unique and first class. You can't help but love it. Plus the concerts on these beautiful grounds. Grind City Brewing, they've been taking care of beerness in Memphis for a long, long time now. That'll do it for our Monday. Johnny Radio is right around the corner. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a great day, everybody.